Welcome, guys. Welcome, welcome. Sup? What up, Flicks? How you doing? God damn it. How's it going, man? How's life treating you, dude? I just spawned and died. Uh-oh. I gotta come back from that. Peek! Life has been good. That's good. That's good, man. We're going into a new year now, too, huh? 2025, going into 2026. It's only gonna get better. I finally have all the tools I need. Like all the pieces of Exodia, or what? What do you mean? I heard him, but it didn't sound like he was next to me. It sounded like he was like above me. Bro, how does my teammate not like cover fire for me on that situation there? It's a metaphor like everything I need to be successful. Yeah, that's good, I guess. Yeah, for sure. That is good, man. I have all the tools. Coming from downstairs too. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Behind me, dude. They're everywhere, bro. These guys are everywhere. Let me see if I can get a res here. I think I can. I'm doing the winter event right now, yeah. It's called the Winter. What is it called? Winter Operation? Winter Offensive. That's what it's called. That's what it's called, yeah. It's up for 2 weeks. So I think it's until when did it start? I think it started on the 8th. So like around the 20th is when the event ends. Couple days before Christmas starts is when the event ends. I think after this event, they're gonna push the season 2 for the battle pass. That's what I'm assuming. We'll see. How are you? I had to quit my job. Blah blah blah. Oh, cause you had to pay for Uber. You don't have a car. Saskil. It's too far. How far was it? Like more than an hour? No. Well, I mean, I guess. I mean, yeah, man. If you're spending a lot of money on Uber, shit, bro. Uber's expensive too. So like, cost me $50 and I get paid by commission, so it wasn't reliable. Hell no, bro. Of course not. Uber's expensive as hell too. That's tough. Were you able to get another job, or are you still looking? Bro, he's just camping on that little hallway there. Still looking? Good things will come, man. Don't worry. It takes time. Finding a job is a job within itself too, you know. One thing I'd recommend for you if you're looking for a job right now in this market is you should use AI to help you craft your resume, and there's a script you can look it up for each job that you're applying to, like the job description. You can copy and paste the job description into the AI like GPT, and it'll help tweak your resume so that it fits that criteria. Because a lot of employers, what they do nowadays, they basically use AI to pretty much, you know, before you get an interview, that's pretty much what they do. They send your stuff to the AI that pretty much scans your resume, and then there'll be like certain words that highlights and triggers the AI, and that will determine whether or not your resume goes through to the employer, and then that's when you get an interview. I got an interview soon. That's good, man. That's good. So you're like halfway there already. The interview part is really not the hardest part, in my opinion. I've done several interviews. The hard part, I would say right now, for most people, is like actually getting the interview. That's really the hardest part right now. Dude, I've been going down fast. I'm trying to get these challenges done for domination. Let me see, where am I at? Win matches of ice lock domination. I need 4 matches. Bro, I get like shitty spawns right now. What's going on? Welcome, guys. Welcome. I'm like one shot, bro. This map is pretty tough with the snow because it pretty much prevents you from healing if you're in the cold. Even if you're an assault. We're gonna lose anyways. I'm out. I'll do this some other time. think the main issue people have with jobs is that they use Indeed and not official websites for those companies. Indeed, LinkedIn, a bunch of other like social media third party application systems. I guess it's true, but I think actually for like most employers now, even like any companies, even if you do it through the main website, I think they all still use AI because I don't know if you noticed, but when you apply for a job, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes on some of these applications, it'll tell you like I think it's like toward the end of the application. I think you know what I'm talking about too. It's like it'll say something about allowing AI to do like some sort of like background check on you. Not like a background check, but like going through your resume and all that stuff, your documents. You get like a notification. You have to like check mark it, or if you don't want them to use AI. But I think most employers go through that system first, because you're, if we're gonna make it obvious, I think most of them are too lazy to like manually go and look at your resume nowadays. They kind of just want it to be an automated system, right? Because there's just so many people applying for the job, so they kind of just use AI now. So I think it's just the norm. I don't think you can avoid it. It's just part of the system now. So the best thing you can do on your end is adapt, right, to the new environment of what it is to be successful in any job market, and that is to just start getting used to AI, knowing what it's about, how to use it to your advantage. That's really what it comes down to now. They don't always ask for applications; they just ask for a phone number. I see Burger King AI. Then you just go to Burger King. Yeah, I mean, even fast food restaurants are going to use AI, right? AI is going to be in everything, including your microwave, your laundry. Just give it time. It's going to be everywhere. It's going to be a part of your house. One day you're going to wake up in the morning and your AI is going to say, "Good morning. Would you like a cup of coffee?" And you're going to be like, "Yeah." And it's going to stir you a cup of coffee and it's going to let you know, "Hey, your coffee's ready." You know what I mean? It's going to tell you the weather. It's going to tell you everything. Your blood pressure. Don't forget to do this. It's going to be like your babysitter in a way, right? Like your second mind, second pair of eyes. As crazy as it sounds, that's kind of where we're heading, and we're gonna get there pretty fast. It's already in my computer. Yeah, it's gonna be everywhere. Just watch. It's gonna be able to flip on and off the switches in your house. Shit, it might even flush your toilet at one point. So my computer is an AI computer. I mean, I have Cortana installed on this, but I don't really use it. I do use AI on my iPhone though, from time to time. Oh, I broke someone. I hear him. Ouch. Ryzen? Oh, you use Ryzen? I use Intel. I use AI for official addresses so I can get there with Uber. Hmm. Bro, how do I get there? Bro, I scuffed that one so hard. I don't even know if we're gonna qualify, to be honest. We got 2 minutes left. There's only two of us. Oh, my team's quitting, bro. What a bunch of losers. Are they actually quitting? Yeah, they are. I'm gonna back out. I don't know what game is that, Zach. What game is that? What game you talking about? Never heard of that one. I didn't know before, like DMV Burger King address, my last work address. I used to do research on my last job too. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Do you see that people are using AI to literally make a game? That's kind of like sad. Some guy literally just put a prompt and used AI and he made a video game. Like zero effort to make video games now. Yeah, I made an app yesterday. I'm telling you, I think there's gonna be a time. I think AI is gonna be useful for certain things, but I think AI is also gonna be like low grade quality in the eyes of the public for certain other things. You know what I mean? It's gonna be very limited to the appeal of the consumers. Actually, have a whole website. I think for like websites and stuff like that, I don't see it being a bad idea, but I think AI would be more useful as like a tool in which it kind of just supports you, right? It doesn't do everything for you. Kind of going back to like the furniture stuff where like AI will be in your furniture, you know, on your fridge, on your microwave to be able to assist you while you can give it commands from afar. I think in that way AI will be good, but like having it make a bunch of stuff for you from scratch, I think it's going to be very limited in terms of like quality that you get out of it. It's a gambling game, says Saskia. I'm not gonna lie to you though, AI music is actually pretty good. to some extent. Damn it, he saw me. As long as it's the top quality ones. Yeah, and that's another thing too. A lot of people don't consider is that there's different types of AI, right? You can buy some like really expensive AI software made by the best coding, and then there's like shitty AI software, right? As well. That's either free or you pay like $5 for. Bro, shoot, man. This is what I resed you for. You better res my ass. Thank you. Those guys are just gonna be millionaires or billionaires with that shit. Yeah, they got ahead of the game for sure. I wouldn't worry too much about money though. You'll be surprised. Money's really not everything. There's a lot of lonely, depressed millionaires out there, and it makes you wonder why. They have all this money in the world, bro. Why are they depressed? Why are they sad? Why are they doing drugs? Why are they, putting themselves on the rope? You gotta ask yourself those questions. Is money really everything? Does money really, when it really comes down to it, at the bottom of it all, at the center of it all, I should say, does money really make you happy? It makes your life easier for sure. But does it really make you happy? And if that were the case, if you say yes because you don't have money and you're like, well, yeah, definitely, if I had money, it'd make my life so much easier, more comfortable. Of course, but is that, you know, is the money really the part, you know? You have to remember money is a it's a societal construct, right? It's something we've invented. It's a material, right? Is that really what makes you happy? Fan made games are gonna be good, yeah. I agree. I think that's a cool thing about AI. It's gonna allow small content creators to be able to expand their resources at a much higher level and be able to make, what they wanted to make. I think that's a cool thing that's one thing I do see a positive aspect out of AI is like, yeah, it's gonna help artists, upcoming artists, upcoming video game creators, you know, etc. It's gonna is like a sentient being in some way, right? So I do see it being a thing. I'd say within the next 10 years, I think we're going to have people in a relationship with robots pretty soon. AI robots that are built with like some sort of material that is as close to as human skin. Lol. I know it sounds funny, but I really don't. I really don't think it's. I mean, I think you know this too, right? I think you can see it being a thing in the future. It's like people just being in a relationship with a humanoid. Get in here, Mega Beast. I'm gonna be honest, Dave. I'm not gonna. I'm not my woman for a woman. I'm not gonna trade my woman for a robot. But whoever goes for that, I hope it suits them. I mean, touche, I guess. But I don't know, man. It's just the reality of where things are going. You know, it's kind of easy to foresee it if you pay attention to what's going on around you in terms of like AI advancement, technology advancement. The world's becoming a little bit more materialistic as well, at least here in the US. I'm not sure about other countries. I would say other countries as well. I'm going to be honest, Dave. I'm not switching my woman for a robot. Heck, you might even introduce the robot to your woman, bro. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Something to keep some food for thought. You know, people get comfortable living in their own little bubble and they don't see where things are going ahead of time. You know, and then they act surprised when it happens. Oh my God, I never in a million years thought that this would happen. I'm like, yeah, because you've never been paying attention to the outside world, apparently, bro. You're living in a turtle shell. It's pretty obvious this was gonna happen, you know? These are the types of conversations that you're gonna hear in the future. Don't take my woman, robot man. Or you can introduce another robot woman, bro. I'm just saying, bro. Like you could use her just for the purposes of cooking you a meal when you get home. I don't know. So many ways of introducing that idea, right? Of a humanoid living with you. We have Tesla bots right now, right? So we're kind of already there, but not as high quality as you would imagine it. But the prototypes are already there. Here are a bunch of them. My guy's freezing, bro. It's kind of tough. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of tough. You have to run into the warm areas. They already have some in Japan, of course. Japan definitely be on that already, for sure. Peek, you son of a gun. There was a whole animal about that. A whole animal? Anime. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, the concept of humanoids has been in anime, like even Dragon Ball Z has it, doesn't it? Wasn't there a guy who was the character that was fell in love with a humanoid? There's a humanoid character in Dragon Ball Z female. I don't know if you watch Dragon Ball Z, but if you do, I think you know who I'm talking about. Krillin, there you go. That's right. There's a female too. That's a humanoid female. She's blonde hair. Forgot her name. She's got like a short hair, blonde. She's a robot chick, but android some number or some shit. Yeah, there you go. See? She's a humanoid. 72 or 71, something like that. Yeah. The point is, she's a humanoid, right? And she's in the anime, so there's a lot of you'll see it from time to time. Humanoids in anime. The idea of a half human, half robot, or a robot that looks like a human, thinks like a human. Nice. Do you believe in aliens, Saskill? Sometimes I feel like that's a silly question I ask. It's like, how can you not? I'm just curious though. Your worldviews. Dude, I hate this. I hate playing domination with the cold. I'd rather do conquest, but I really want to get this domination event out of the way. Challenge, I mean. Screw it. Let's do some conquest. Welcome, guys. Welcome. I believe in angels whispering in people's ears at night. Aliens aren't so far fetched either. I think it's just maybe. I think it's maybe the connotation behind aliens, the word aliens, right? Makes it sound more like fictional. But the thing is, science fiction. I mean, the thing is like whether you want to call them aliens or whatever, I see them as like species from a different world, right? Just like we live on planet Earth, you know, we call ourselves humans. You know, you have like these gray men with black eyes and, you know, with a whole different like microfauna living inside them compared to ours. Different diseases that they have to deal with on their planet. We call them aliens, but you know, they call themselves, you know, whatever their language is. That's what they call themselves, right? That's how I see it. And there's like so many planets with different temperatures, different climates, different levels of atmospheric, you know, elements. And they live in that, you know. And we have galaxies on top of galaxies. We have scions, you know. It's crazy to think that how small of a bubble we live in. And some people don't really can't really like fathom the idea that there's another species out there in this large universe that we live in. It's really not hard. Angels could be beings in other dimensions, and quantum physics can explain how they can communicate through the human heart to the brain. Hey man, none of that sounds crazy to me because there's so much about the world that we don't know and the technology that they have. You know, I've heard stories from people who used to work at in the government that say that aliens already have the technology to talk to dead people. You know, they already have the technological capacity to reach out to people from another dimension. So it's like time travel and all these things. It's really not crazy when you think about it. You know, we've only discovered what 10% of the ocean. And you don't want to believe in ghosts, you don't want to believe in aliens. We live in a very small bubble called Earth, filled with other large bubbles in a universe. And there's thousands of universes out there, not just ours. And you don't want to believe there's aliens and other species and creatures. You don't even have to see it to believe it, man. It's just like if you really think about it, how can it not exist? Why would you doubt it? Some people really like living on the principle of if science doesn't prove it, I don't believe it. You know, a lot of groundbreaking scientists that have changed the way of science actually lived on the principle of, you know, not actually proving, but like imagining what could be before they try to prove it, right? They believe in it. And that's why they do the research. You can't do research on something you don't believe in. People will call you crazy for it. Do you think aliens could be tampering with human genes? Of course, man. With the technology that I've heard that they've had, of course. They probably know all about us already. They have a whole DNA library of our species somewhere stored and easily available for them to go back to and look into. And they probably, these advanced species, they've probably been going to other planets, doing the same thing to other species as well, getting their, genetic imprint, learning about their planet. Are these hostile species? Are these neutral species? Are these very, are these species intelligent? Are these just species that live off of food and water or whatever they drink and consume in their planet, and that's it? They don't really have a stream of consciousness. These are all these things that these guys, these creatures already know. I think at one point we're gonna get there too, but we're just not, we're really not that far advanced compared to these so-called aliens. I think we'll get there though, and I think they've been helping us get there. I think a lot of the technological advancement that we've gone in these last couple of, generations, we've received a lot of help from them. They've helped us get to where we are now. Some food for thought. They help us, and in a way, we help them. There's good aliens and there's bad aliens. We're at war with Russia. We're at war with, we got all these political conflicts happening in our little bubble, but there's aliens out there that are protecting planets right now. Compared to the little minuscule things that we're doing, there's aliens out there that are protecting universes and galaxies while we're over here fighting in a little bubble. That's really what it. That's really how you gotta like. That's really what's happening. I know it is. We're in a little blue planet, complaining about our society, complaining about politics. China did this, Russia did that, and there's aliens out there talking to our government about, you know, other other beings out and trying to destroy galaxies and planets, and we're over here arguing in a little bubble, you know. So do you think they think ants are more efficient than us? No. In some ways, no. In some ways, yes. I mean, obviously, I think some species have their strengths and some species have their weaknesses. But I really do think we are at the very top of the pyramid in our planet, at least. On planet Earth, we are the most intelligent species, without a doubt. Unfortunately, we make some very stupid decisions, and sometimes we don't take care of our planet as much as we should, but we are at the bottom, at the very center of it all, as I would say. We are the most intelligent species on this planet. Ants are very intelligent, though. If ants were our size, do you think that would change? Ants are very good at communicating through pheromones and stuff like that, but the level of intelligence that we have is just, it's really unmeasurable. Do you think an ant would have this level of conversation that we're having right now? I mean, ask yourself that, right? Like, do you think an ant would be talking about other species living on another planet? You know, do you think ants have in some way? I mean, they might have emotions in some way. Who knows? But I don't really think they can even reach this level of thinking. Being able to think outside the box, being able to like, and by that I mean like really look into the future of things and reminisce the past too. Memories are a very important part of what makes us humans. Like, how can we think about things that happened to us in the past and look into things that might happen in the future? I don't think ants can do that. But I'm not saying that they're not smart. Obviously, ants are very smart. We've seen videos of them like forming ladders to get by jumping on top of one another to get to a certain, make a bridge to get across a certain location, or sending out a pheromone to group up and attack a bigger insect, you know, using cooperation. If they had a full prefrontal lobe, they would be competition. I mean, if they were our size, they would still be competition because ants are pretty strong. Even for their size right now, they're pretty strong. So if they were our size, that means they'd be stronger than us. They'd be more dangerous than us for sure. But in terms of intelligence, nah, of course not. They don't compete to us. I do believe we have the technology to mind control ants, though, if we wanted to, which is the thing that ants can't do themselves, right? I think we can reach, you know, put a chip in their brain and be able to control their cognitive function and be able to use them as a some sort of droning device or some sort of weapon if we really wanted to do that type of technological advancement and research for it. I think we could. So there's a lot of things that us humans can do that is unimaginable that no other species can really do here on this planet, at least. Yeah, I think send synthetic pheromones with the robot queen. I mean, the point is here is like, you know, we can make all these ideas up, right? But they're not far fetched because we know we have that level of it. We've proven through years and decades that we're capable of doing these things. As crazy as it sounds, we have shown that we are capable of doing that. So I don't really think any of the hypotheticals that we're talking about is far fetched. I really don't. I think it's just hard for a lot of people. And I think a lot of people get uncomfortable when these conversations are had because they're really not prepared for this level of thinking sometimes, I feel like. There's just so much that we don't know. But I don't think any of it's far fetched. Everyone thought Galileo was crazy for coming up with his theory of planetary rotation, even though obviously he didn't have the technology himself to prove that this is exactly how planets rotated. He didn't have the technology. He was just coming up with hypotheticals using mathematics. And people called him crazy, and people imprisoned him. People made fun of him. Blah blah blah. This is too far fetched. This is absurd. Like, what are you doing? You're crazy. And years later, we've proven that his theory was actually correct. This is actually how the planet rotates. And so, like, there's time and time again through history, it's not really about proving, it's about believing in something and then proving it to people. That's what science is really all about. It's not about having the facts on the sheet and then be able to say it exists. It's about already knowing that it exists, having faith, believing in your idea, and doing whatever it takes to prove to people that it's real. This is actually what's going on. You probably just had a very good spatial cognition and felt the planet move through some motion sense, which people have. Or maybe somebody time traveled back to his time and told him exactly what's going on. It's another theory. Maybe these so-called aliens reached out to Galileo and told him, "Hey, we believe you have the mental capacity and braveness to seek out the truth, which is this is exactly how planets rotate." And just saying, like so many things we don't know about, right? Hello. Hold on, I gotta fix my headset. I mean, people say you can't feel that, but I feel the earth moves sometimes. I mean, earthquakes? I do feel that. What do you mean exactly? I mean, the earth does vibrate from time to time because of tectonic plates shifting, because that's just the way the earth sustains itself from time to time. But if you're meaning something different, then you kind of have to go into detail about it, how you feel, because I don't understand what you're saying. Yo, hold up. I'm fixing my headset because I can't hear you guys. My shit's effed up right now. Give me a second. I can hear chat. I can hear you guys. I'm talking to my guys in Discord. I can't hear them for some reason. I mean, I can read you guys. Is what I meant to say. I can read the chat, but I can't hear my guys in Discord. So I'm trying to figure that out right now. I might have came up with the idea because of tectonic plates, earthquakes, making him feel earthquake movement. I'm not sure what you're going with this, but I mean, I have felt the earth vibrate, especially when there's an earthquake or a aftershock. Hold up, let me reset my headset. If the earth moves beneath feet, why not it move altogether? I think like that. Because gravity as well, right? It's what keeps us from floating in the sky. I think that's why you don't really feel that. I mean, yeah, I agree. The Earth is moving, and you could probably feel it if it wasn't for gravity hitting you as hard as it is. Gravitational force is very strong here on planet Earth, so at least for our species. So because of the compounds that we're built in, we're made out of 80% water. What is it, like 70, 80% water? And the rest of it is bone, flesh, and whatever it makes up, nitrogen, oxygen. Maybe it's the water, the weight of water. The gravity of water is what makes us, you know. I don't know. I'm just throwing hypotheticals, but I think the idea here is gravity. That's the reason why you can't really feel the earth moving, even though it is moving. You know what I mean? I think that's what you're trying to say. Yeah, true. Hydra, thank you for liking the live. Appreciate it. See, I don't think I fixed it. Can you guys hear me? Shit, I can't hear you guys. Can you guys hear me? Damn it. It's annoying. Hold up, I'm gonna figure it out. They still can't hear me on voice chat on my Discord, so I'm just trying to figure this shit out. That's through my game channel. I don't want. I'm trying to do it on my voice channel. Let's see. Try this. I think it's gravity that simulates the earth moving feeling because you can technically feel gravity, but if it pulls you forward, earth has to be a sphere. Yeah, I definitely do think it's gravity, for sure. It keeps us planted on our feet on this planet, right? So that's why we can't really feel the earth rotating, because okay, never mind. That did not work. Hold up. I think I might have to restart my stream just to fix this issue, but we'll see. Usually when I have technical issues like that, I just restart the stream. Makes it easier for me. Let me try this one more time and see if it doesn't work. I'm just gonna restart stream real quick. There's probably math behind it somewhere, of course. All right, I'm gonna restart. I'm gonna restart the computer. I'll be right back, guys. Sorry about that. I just want to fix this for my voice chat with my team before we play some red sec. So I'm gonna do that.